The dawn sky was a soft gray, the kind that promises light but hasn't committed yet. Inside our suburban home, the world was still asleep. My wife, Laura, upstairs, and our 5-year-old twins, Emma and Noah, likely dreaming of pirates or rocket ships in their cozy beds. Our house was our haven, a quiet escape from the city's chaos, chosen 2 years ago for its big backyard and friendly waves from neighbors. Then came the knock. Soft, polite, but it landed like a grenade. I shuffled downstairs, barefoot, expecting a misdelivered package. Instead, I opened the door to a nightmare, a woman with a clipboard and a tired face, flanked by a man in a cheap suit and a police officer looming behind them, his cruiser idling at the cab. "James Carter," the woman asked, her voice flat. I nodded, a cold dread curling in my gut. "I'm MS. Grayson from Child Protective Services," she said, flashing a badge. "This is Officer Daniels. We have an emergency court order to take temporary custody of your children, Emma and Noah Carter." Time stopped. The words didn't compute. "Take my twins." "For what?" I'm a family law attorney, used to seeing CPS orders from the other side of a desk, consoling clients. "Never on my own porch." "You're what?" I choked out, my voice thin. "Based on a petition citing endangerment, MS." Grayson said, her eyes flicking past me into the house. Officer Daniels rested a hand near his holster, calm but firm. "Please don't make this difficult, sir." Laura appeared at the stairs, clutching her robe, her face draining of color as she saw the officer. "James, what's happening?" Her voice trembled. I turned, trying to keep my own panic in check. "They say the kids are in danger. They have an order." Her gasp hit me like a fist. "Who would do this?" "MS." Grayson handed me the clipboard. The petition was filed by a concerned neighbor, MS. Vivian Holt. The name was a sledgehammer. Vivian, the HOA president, queen of petty complaints: grass too long, trash cans out too early. Last week, she'd lost it over the twin sidewalk chalk drawings, calling them unapproved property modifications. I'd laughed, told her to get a life. Her eyes had narrowed, venomous. "You regret dismissing these community standards, Mr. Carter," she'd hissed. I thought it was just her usual bluster. Now, with CPS at my door, I realized I'd underestimated a viper. The paper shook in my hands as I read. Vivian's petition was a masterpiece of malice, twisting our lives into a horror story. The twins' chalk art became forced exposure to dangerous concrete. A scraped knee from Noah's bike fall when I was steps away became neglectful supervision. Photos showed overflowing trash from a birthday party labeled unsanitary conditions, and the kids in an inflatable pool as drowning risks. It was a calculated lie, crafted to trigger CPS's worst fears. Laura hovered, her breathing ragged. "Keep the kids upstairs," I whispered. "Put on a cartoon. Keep it normal." She nodded, hiding the sleepy twins away as cartoon music clashed with the nightmare unfolding below. In my office, I spread the petition out like a battle map. The lawyer in me took over. Emergency orders are blunt tools, designed for meth labs, not chalk disputes. Vivian was counting on shock to paralyze me, on the system's bias to act first and ask later. But one photo caught my eye nowhere near the street, supposedly unattended. The shadows were wrong, the edges too sharp. It was photoshopped, a clumsy fake. Perjury was one thing, fabricated evidence was a felony. This was my opening. Laura's voice broke my focus. "The security camera on the garage, could it have caught something?" A long shot, but I dove into the footage. Hours of nothing mere man, stray cat until I froze on a frame from 2 days ago. Vivian, at our property line, talking to a man, gesturing toward our house and the woods beyond. not a casual chat planning. I called our neighbor, Sam, a jovial guy obsessed with his lawn. "Vivian's done what?" he roared when I explained. "That's not just crazy, that's evil." He'd filmed the chalk argument for his garden blog, catching me laughing and the twins begging Vivian to draw a dog. "She looked like she'd swallowed a lemon," he said, sending the video. It was gold proof Vivian lied about me screaming about the kids' distress. But the footage of her with that man nagged at me. What were they plotting? I dug into county records, my fingers flying. Vivian's lot bordered ours, and behind both was a protected green space. For 5 years, she'd petitioned to rezone it for a private park, tennis courts, fancy fences. Each time, the county refused, citing watershed protection. Her latest plan needed a 20-foot easement through my backyard for road access. Without it, her dream was dead. This wasn't about chalk, it was a land grab. If she could ruin me with CPS, I'd sell the house in desperation, and she'd buy it cheap through a proxy. The clock marked me 3 hours until the 2 p.m. Urine. I needed more. I called my old law partner, Greg. "Dig up everything on Vivian Holt lawsuits, complaints, anything," I said. He called back in an hour, voice grim. "She's a predator. Years ago, she targeted a cafe owner, George Ramsey, for his lot. Buried him in fake complaints, health, zoning, IRS. He went bankrupt, sold to her shell company. No hard proof tied her to the complaints, but the pattern was clear." I called George. His voice dripped with pain as he recounted Vivian's charm turning to venom when he refused her offer. "She used concerned citizens to file lies," he said. "Even tried bribing my employee to claim rats in the kitchen." My mind flashed to our nanny, Elena, mentioning Vivian's odd attention to a neighbor's boy, Timmy, offering him candy. Was she grooming another pawn? I called Elena. "Did you hear what Vivian said to Timmy?" I asked, desperate. She hesitated, then admitted, "I recorded it. She was asking him if you yelled, if you left the kids alone. Offered him a toy truck to lie to, a nice lady from the office. I didn't trust her after the chalk fight." My heart soared. The video was shaky, shot from Elena's lap, but Vivian's voice was clear, coaching Timmy to lie. It was witness tampering, child exploitation, a legal nuke. "You're a hero, Elena," I said, downloading the file. With the doctored photo, Sam's video, county records, and Elena's recording, I had Vivian trapped. The courtroom was a sterile cage, reeking of old paper. Judge Lassen, stern with a grey beard, loomed above. Vivian sat smug in a crisp suit, beside a CPS lawyer reciting her lies in a monotone. Photos flashed on a projector, trash cans, the pool, the fake image of Noah. Vivian dabbed dry eyes, playing the matter. "Serious allegations, Mr. Carter," Judge Lassen said. I stood, heart pounding but voice steady. "They are false, Your Honor. Malicious." I dismantled the photoshopped image, pointing out jagged edges and wrong shadows. I played Sam's video, showing Vivian's aggression, not mine. I laid out her land grab, the county records proving her motive. The CPS lawyer faltered, Vivian fidgeted. Then I played Elena's video. Vivian's voice filled the room, bribing Timmy. The silence was deafening. Vivian shrank, ashen. The judge removed his glasses, his fury palpable. "Miss Holt," he thundered, "you've mocked this court with perjury, fabrication, and child exploitation." He slammed his gavel. "Petition dismissed. You're under arrest for perjury, false reporting, and witness tampering." Officers cuffed Vivian, her eyes burning with hate as she glared at me. Judge Lassen softened. "Mr. Carter, your children were never in danger. You're free." A restraining order barred Vivian from us forever. Laura and I clung to each other, tears of relief mixing with exhaustion. At home, Emma and Noah tackled us, laughing, oblivious to the war we'd won. Sam raised a beer across the street as police led Vivian from her house in cuffs. Her HOA empire crumbled. Justice wasn't revenge, it was truth, sharp and unstoppable, cutting through her lies to protect our family. But as I held my twins, a shadow lingered. Could our haven ever feel safe again after such betrayal?